The deal breakers that matter most are not about the future. They are about how you feel in the present. You see other people's pain more than yours. You give empathy without receiving it back. This video is not about why men are unavailable, why I got hurt again, dating is hard. No. It's about how to protect your heart without closing it. This video is inspired about a celebrity who was talking about how men realize how um, good she is after. I don't want to say the name of the person, but I thought about it and I was like, I have something to say, so this is what I'm sharing. So there are people who feel deeply, who listen deeply, who see others easily. And often those same people, they don't realize how early they start giving emotional access before the other person has shown they can hold it. This video is for those people. There is a pattern. Empathetic people listen well. They create space easily. They are curious. They want mutual depth. Because of that, they share too much too early. They invest, some of them share too much too early. They invest emotionally before safety is established. They assume reciprocity instead of observing it. And that's the key, observing. They don't rush because they are needy. They rush because connection feels natural to them. And they assume it's mutual before it is proven. Where the harm actually happen, and this is important, harm doesn't happen at the breakup. It happens when you don't feel seen, but you stay. You feel confused, but you rationalized. You see other people's pain more than yours. You give empathy without receiving it back. You feel yourself becoming vigilant instead of calm. And some of those people, they will stay in the situation where they keep helping the person. They keep being there for the other person. Even when they are out of the relationship, they are still available for the other person. They will save because that's how they are. I think about this because I am one of those person, and I remember I had a partner like few years ago, and he had bipolar disorder. Ended up the situation, but whenever he will call, I will I will be there for him. I will go and help and be there for the person because that's how we are. The damage isn't dramatic, it's subtle. It's the moment you stop sharing because you don't feel held. You don't feel there is a space for you to share. It's the moment you start managing yourself to keep the connection. But there is a solution. What is the missing part? I feel like the missing part is our deal breakers. Um, Most people deal breakers are too abstract. We say we want someone who is kind, emotionally available, honest, and those stuff, though, blah, blah. But we don't define what that looks like early. The deal breakers that matter most are not about the future. They are about how you feel in the present. You have to make this list before getting into a relationship, before looking for. Do I feel emotionally mirrored? Does this person show curiosity about me? Do I feel calmer or more alert after seeing them? Am I holding back parts of myself to keep the connection? Am I giving more than I receive? Those lists, you have to make it before so that when you get into starting meeting them, you can check those boxes or no. So check your answers and don't wait for proof. The proof is already there. When you are in a conversation, the first few time you will meet someone, maybe at a restaurant, you talk, and you are the one who is listening more. You should ask yourself question at the end of the day. Go back and ask, did you feel, and you're not sharing because you don't want to share. You're not sharing because the person didn't give you the space to listen. And it's not your fault, and it's not their fault. It's just how it is. And you have to accept it as it is because this is what it is. If you made the space for them to share about their trauma and those, because people like to talk about themselves, right? But if you you give them the space, they feel comfortable talking to you about their space. The same should be true. But if you didn't share, it's because you didn't feel. So stop rationalizing why is because I don't feel comfortable sharing. No, when somebody will make you feel comfortable to share your story, you will do it. So when you check your answers, don't wait for proof because the proof is already there. The next step is key because you have the proof, but you don't want to continue explaining why you stay. Continue thinking about the other person, being empathetic to them, but not you, because they are living this or that, and you feel like their pain or suffering is greater than yours, and you can hold them. You have to practice early detachment without numbing because it's not about closing your heart. Because I heard that celebrity saying that men, they are bad. They are, no, not all men are bad. No, that's not true. You have to really question yourself, ask question, where am I wrong here? And where we are wrong, we empathetic people, is that we give too much too early. We don't pay attention to, am I, those questions that I ask, am I seen? Am I listened to? Am I mirrored? Am I emotionally mirrored? We don't ask those questions because we are too focused on being there for the other person. So we need to pay more attention about how we step into the relationship. It's not about proving, it's about observing. And something that I usually say to myself is that when I go into a relationship, I need to match the energy of the other person because I know that I can be too much because this is who I am, not because I am needy or no. It's just who I am. I love and I give too much. But the best way I feel like to regulate myself is to match the other person energy. So if they text, I text back. If they reply, I reply. If they engage, if they do this, I'll match the energy so that I don't be too much. And when I match the energy, it gives me the space to actually pay attention to how I am feeling into the relationship, how I what they observing what they are giving, the feeling I have, the real feeling I have, the feeling that is not based on making sure that they feel good, if that makes sense. So we need to practice early detachment, which is not numbing ourselves. Detachment is not about shutting down. Detachment is slowing emotional investment until safety is demonstrated. Example, you have to keep your routines. Don't talk about your trauma, your life, your story too early. Let silence exist, because that's another thing. When we get into a relationship, we want to too much. We want we are too early in the things that we want, the relationship. We are too much too early. We have to be okay with the silence. So another example of how we can practice the detachment, we have to watch what the other person does without filling the gaps. We need to observe more at the beginning than giving. And if we switch our brain to observation, we will see those mismatch early on before investing too much and before feeling like it's another heartbreak. So I believe that every situation that happens to us show us where we still need to listen to ourselves, where we still need to pay attention and inquire and improve and work, where the work needs to be done inside. It is shown more clearly, not to harden us, but to not to close, but to choose better earlier. And I hope this video will help you choose better earlier before getting into something that you feel like it's not you gave too much again and you receive nothing. I hope this video helped. Thank you for watching.